Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today is going to be the Q&A as I promised. There's a lot of questions, so I'm just going to get right to it. No intro, no nothing. Eric Guavera wants to know, I'm sure you are tired of seeing nurses and doctors all the time, and the hospital environment itself must be exhausting. So what could a nurse do to win your heart as a patient and make your life happier besides patient care ordered by the doctor or hospital protocols? For me, I think it's all just matching up people's personalities. There's going to be nurses that you don't that you clash with, and nurses that you love, and so far I've been really lucky to have really good nurses. They actually recommend me at nighttime. My one nurse, her name is Alicia, she makes sure that she has me every day at work just because we have a really good relationship. So I think it's just getting to know the patient and not just treating them as if they're your job. So yeah. Despus de Miss 36. What will be the first place you go or city in the world that you want to go when this learning situation is over? And the first place I'm going to go is Michigan, to my dad's house. Hold on. What made you decide on your tattoo? What have you been binging on Netflix? And how'd you become so badass? Well, I have 5 tattoos, so I don't really know which one you're talking about, but I'm assuming it's the peacock on my neck, since that's the only one you guys can see. And that one was a very spontaneous, spurt-of-the-moment one that I got with my really good friend Johnny on his birthday. I always wanted a neck tattoo, and I seen a peacock feather that I liked, and I got it, so it kind of reminds me back when I was 19 and very, what's the word, spur of the moment, very spontaneous. I was very, I don't want to say rebellious. I wasn't rebellious. I liked the tattoo, so I got the tattoo. I haven't been binging anything on Netflix because I haven't had time to. Me and my dad have been watching a lot of the Osbournes. And how did I become so badass? Probably through that guy right there. Brittany Daigle wants to know, how old is Milo? Does the tube in your nose hurt? Do you feel it? Do you have any pain where the cancer is? And is the cancer related to your spinal cord injury? Milo's 4. The tube in my nose did hurt at first, and then after like 4 or 5 days it just became really itchy. But it's gone now, thank God. Do I have pain where my cancer is? Yes, if I push down, my cancer is right in here. So if I push right here, it feels like I got like kicked right here by Bruce Lee, and I'm pushing on it. So that's what that feels like. And is the cancer related to my spinal cord injury? Sorry, let me turn my phone off. I don't think so. I think I would have gotten it, spinal cord injury or not. That's not something that every person with a spinal cord injury gets, so. What is a JG tube, and what is your favorite movie? JG tube is just a feeding tube that bypasses my stomach, and it goes straight into my small intestine. And I don't know what my favorite movie is. I like Silver Linings Playbook, I like Good Will Hunting, I like Mrs. Doubtfire, I like Matilda, I like Dumb and Dumber. I like a lot of old school movies. I feel like the old school 90s and early 2000 movies are definitely the best. But
what about Mask with Milo?
The Mask with Milo, that's just where I got Milo's name. It's not one of my favorites. Jim Carrey, I like any Jim Carrey movie. Or Adam Sandler movie. Jane Bauder says, do you have Medicare? No, I don't have Medicare. I am on disability, though. I see a lot of people asking how I earn income, and I'm on disability, and I'm just blessed with parents who are able to help me out financially. So That's something I definitely don't take for granted, and it's something I don't feel comfortable with, so we'll just leave it at that. Olivia Edwards, what was your first thought when the doctors told you your news about cancer? My thought was I knew it, because I always get these gut feelings, and whenever they told me that I needed my biopsy, I just had that gut feeling, like I knew it was going to be cancer. Come on. So I just had a gut feeling, and I knew it, just like I knew something was wrong, and that's why I took myself into the hospital. There was no doctor that told me you need to go to the hospital. It was me that brought myself here, so I kind of had a feeling that something was wrong. I didn't think it was cancer, but yeah. Eliza Hamilton wants to know, why doesn't your mom visit as much as your dad? And that's because she's very sick with an upper respiratory infection, and she wishes she could be here, but she can't, just because she doesn't want to get me sick, which she already did a little bit, but yeah, otherwise she would be here all the time. But she's camera shy, and she doesn't even like when I point the camera at her, whereas my dad, was camera shy, but he's not so much anymore. M. Michelle wants to know, what breed is Milo? Also, just for fun, if you were a villain in a comic book, what superpower would you have? Milo is a Maltipoo. He's a Maltese and a Poodle mix, and I would like to have the ability to become invisible. I think that would be cool. Rosemary S., are you able to live on your own, or do you have somebody come in each day to do certain things for you? Will you be doing chemo or radiation, and what type of nutrition will you be getting through your GJ tube? Right now I have an assistant that comes 2 days a week, but when I leave the hospital I'm going to be going to my mom's house, so my mom will be able to take care of me 24/7, so it's going to be a lot of adjusting to a whole new lifestyle, so we'll see how it is when I get back. And I am doing chemo. I start tomorrow. I am not doing radiation though. And what type of nutrition? I don't know. They didn't even tell me. I just know it's just a bunch of minerals and vitamins and calories. So Emily K95. Do you have a motto or some sort of saying or mantra you hold close during tough times? When I'm going through something tough, I just think of people out in the world who live in different countries, third world countries, who are going through the same thing as me and have zero resources and nobody to take care of them, and it makes me grateful for this country that I live in and the family and resources that I have. Schmeat wants to know, how did you get a private room? And all of the rooms that I'm staying, the hospital that I'm staying in, all of the rooms are private, so that's a good thing. Mary Hot Pink SD, what is the first thing you are dying to do once you're back home? And that is see my dog. XX Sweet PXX, wish I could visit and chit chat with you all day. You mentioned you have a personal assistant. How did you find a personal assistant, and what type of things does she do to help you with? I found her on care.com, and she helps me with grocery shopping, doing things around the house, running errands. She helps me with a lot of stuff. There we go. She helps me cut open my coconuts, because I like fresh coconut water. She does a lot of things. Dex and Pigs wants to know, when you were a kid, what did you want to be when you grew up, and what do you do for work now, or what do you want to do? When I was a kid, I wanted to be a dolphin trainer. That was like my goal, was to be a dolphin trainer, and then I slowly grew out of that. But right now I'm just on disability. In the future, I would like to edit movies or TV shows or commercials, I don't know. So doing YouTube is kind of like practice for that in the future, I guess. 85, Michelle, my belle. Have any friends visited you? If you watch a lot of TV or movies while you're in the hospital, which type do you prefer? Yeah, a lot of friends, well, not a lot, but my closest friends have come to visit me. I just don't videotape it because I want to spend time with my friends and not make them feel weird by vlogging the whole time they're here. And if I'm going to watch any type of TV or movies, it's going to be funny ones to make me laugh. I don't want to watch any sad shit or scary shit, so. Workaholics. Workaholics makes me laugh. Rachy Cakes 59. I've been wondering, what relationship do you have with your mother? It seems like you are much closer with your dad just because he is at your bedside more. I'm sending you so much love. Me and my mom have a really good relationship. Like I said, she's just been, unfortunately, really sick, and it's a very inconvenient time for her to be sick, but me and my mom have a really good relationship, and so do me and my dad, so I'm lucky to have a very open relationship and honest relationship with them. I could talk to both of them about anything, so, yeah. West Senkovec. I noticed you also said many times that you have a hard time doing stuff with your hands. Is this because of the lack of strength, or is it nerve damage from your accident? It would be nerve damage from my accident. I'm a quadriplegic, so these things don't work as they used to. Chelsea D, I just want to know when you got your awesome where you got your awesome Def Leppard shirt. And it's from Forever 21, girl. $20. Lonnie Smith, are you concerned with the pain meds becoming an issue? Because I talked about this in my last pain management video, that it was hard to get off the pain meds before, and that's just because I was in so much pain. It wasn't because I was addicted or had any, like, you know, mental or physical, like, need for them. It was just hard to get off of them. Once you start them, you get used to not being in pain, and once you come off of them, you have to deal with the pain, so that was why it was hard. And she's also wondering, will you continue to smoke cannabis? I was just talking to my dad about this the other day. I don't think I'm going to smoke it anymore. I think I'll just, if I do anything, I'll just eat edibles or do oil, just because I don't want to have to risk getting lung cancer. There's a lot of things that I did before that I won't be doing anymore, and smoking weed is probably one of them. Laura Moore, why is your mom never with you? Everybody's wondering where. My mom is sick, okay? She's sick. She's not as sick as me, but are you not close with your mom? No, I'm very close with my mom. Can I make my decorating stylist come to make a makeover in your room? Is that allowed? I don't know if you're serious, but if you're serious and want to come do a makeover in my room, hell, call me, girl. David A.P. How did Milo come to be your service dog? How did you pick him? Actually, he's not a service dog. He's a therapy dog, but he does do a lot of things for me, like get his leash, and he is very well trained to assist me with my emotions, is basically what it is. So when I go into a large group of people, I get really bad anxiety, so I bring him with because he calms me. And I trained him everything that he knows because I trained him how to do everything. Krana, and I don't ask to be rude or anything, I'm just wondering if you are anorexic. Not you, but like your body. Is it acting like an anorexic body living on such little food over the years? And please don't take this the wrong way, because I see your vlogs and that you do eat and like food. My body just lost that weight because of the cancer, and it's gaining weight. I've gained 10 pounds since I've been in the hospital, so I don't think it is acting like an anorexic body. I don't feel like it. It doesn't feel like an anorexic body. I know what you mean, and I don't take offense. But no, I don't think so. Danielle Oliveira wants to know, did you have any cancer symptoms beside the weight loss? And this is the only thing, the soreness right here, that I could think of, because honestly, I thought that I just got hit really hard, or like hit myself in my sleep, and I didn't know what it was from, but it's just sore where the mass is in my body. Jen Court, are you close to your tube feed goals yet so you can get off TPN? Tomorrow is my last day of TPN. Yay. And it's also my first day of chemo tomorrow, so tomorrow is going to be a big day. Courtney Meadows, what made you start YouTube? That's a good one. I had a blog that I was writing just to keep my family and friends updated on my recovery after my spinal cord injury, and I wanted to start putting videos into my blog, but it wouldn't let me do it unless they were from YouTube. So I just made an account and then put the video on YouTube and then copied the URL, and people started following my YouTube, and it just started to grow, and it was very unexpected, but it was a blessing in disguise for sure. Sarah Hall, what is your all-time favorite Christmas memories? And if your dad is around, I have a question for him. What is an embarrassing story you have about Tiff when she was growing up? I think my all-time favorite Christmas memory is when my dad played Santa. It was funny because my aunt and uncle had to pull me and my brother aside, and they're like, I think I was maybe, what, like 10? I was like 10. And they're like, you don't believe in Santa Claus anymore, do you? And just because of the way they worded it, like, you don't, I was like, well, I might have, but now I don't. So we were like, no, we don't. They're like, good, because your dad is going to be playing Santa. Don't tell any of your little cousins. So I just remember sitting on his lap, and he's like, ho, 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 and I'm just looking at his eyes like, bitch, I know that's you.
You were too, looking straight in my eyes, like, is that you?
Uh-huh. I wanted to rip that little beard and be like, ah, but I couldn't. I'm not going to ruin it for everybody. What's an embarrassing story about me? They'll hear you if you talk.
You didn't bring a swimsuit over by Uncle Ted's house, and he gave you that long t-shirt that was brand new that he hadn't worn since the 1980s, and you were in the sprinkler with all the rest of the kids, and it started to disintegrate.
My uncle keeps shit for his whole life, and he gave me a brand new shirt. It was still brand new.
And I think it was from an Aerosmith concert.
From an Aerosmith concert?
Yeah, I think
and
so.
I'm running around the sprinkler with all my cousins, and the thing just starts falling apart, and I'm like, Dad, what the fuck? And it's just tearing and tearing and tearing at everybody, and I was butt naked by the time I got...
Couldn't get you a towel fast enough.
Couldn't get me a towel fast enough, for sure. That was embarrassing. Let's see, Sarah Hall. I know that was Sarah Hall. Liz wants to know, are you going to incorporate CBD and that sort of thing into your cancer treatment? And I'm sure I will. I just have to figure out what type of CBD, because there's tons of different strains and stuff like that, just like there is THC. So I'm sure that I'll incorporate CBD and THC. I just won't be smoking anything. Gwyneth Brown, what do you wish people who don't know you knew about you? That's a good one. Probably that I want to adopt kids. I don't really want my own kids. I think that there's so many kids without homes already in this world, and I think that we all just have our own kids so that they can look like us, and we can see our traits be passed on and pass on our name, but we don't really think of all of the kids out there, the millions and hundreds of millions of kids that don't have a home. So adoption is something that I definitely want for my future. Queen Mayo Assad. When you were first diagnosed with gastroparesis, did you have any adjustment period where you had trouble following the diet, overeating, or cheating? When they diagnosed me with gastroparesis, I literally had no appetite at all. And yes, I do have gastroparesis, but I think the Hodgkin's was to blame for the weight loss, most of it. And no, I didn't have any trouble with following the diet because I didn't feel like eating at all, so that was it. And they want to know what breed Milo is. He's a cockapoo. My guess is a cockapoo. No, he's a Maltipoo. You were very close, though. Cockapoos are cute as hell, though. Says, why is he so cute? Just happened that way. Did he have any formal training? No, he did not. I did that all myself. Pat in the back. Leah G, would you like to have children one day? I think I just answered that question for you guys. They are going to be coming in to talk to me about freezing my eggs because chemo does have a really high risk of making women infertile. So that's a big thing that I have to think about right now is whether or not I want to freeze my eggs, just because I just said I want to adopt. I don't want to be pregnant in a wheelchair. That sounds terrible, and if I ever dropped my newborn baby, I would never forgive myself, so. And she also wants to know, did you have a boyfriend when you had your accident? No. My dad will probably be happy to hear this, but if a guy doesn't treat me as good as my dad does, you got no chance. FXO. How old are you? I'm 25. And what is the first thing you'll do when you get out of the hospital? And what are your goals for 2018? Love from Germany. 25 years old. First thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go home and play with my dog. And goals for 2018 are just to beat the shit out of cancer. Valeria Floria. What part of your past life don't you miss? And believe it or not, I don't miss partying and drinking. I used to work at a bar, and I used to, make friends with all the people that I worked with, and I was really good friends with the owner, and we would all go out drinking and partying all the time, and I don't miss it at all. In fact, I think it's pointless. Ewa Kibuska, I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. How is your father doing? Where is he sleeping? For how long is he going to stay with you? And where is your dog? My dad's doing good. He slept till about 5:30 today, catching up on sleep, so I'm sure he's feeling real nice and rested now. He's sleeping on like a pull-out bed that they have in my room, and he's going to stay with me as long as I need him to. And my dog is at my mom's house. Angie Lilly, my question is, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Like college or motivational speaking, do you have, never mind, college or motivational speaking. In 5 years, honestly, I don't think that far into the future. I just want to think the next few months. In 5 years, I just want to be healthy and happy. Number 10. That's somebody's screen name, 10. 10 wants to know, what is your biggest accomplishment so far, and what is your biggest fears? Also, when was your last boyfriend? My biggest accomplishment has been living on my own after my spinal cord injury. That's something that I was told by many doctors would never happen. What else was your question? What is one of your biggest fears? Losing somebody close to me, like my mom or my dad. That's my biggest fear. My last boyfriend. About 6 years ago. Like I said, if they don't treat me as good as my dad, they have no chance. So. Casey Lackey, where did you get Milo? Was he a rescue? I always feel so bad when people ask me if he was a rescue because I'm like, no, I paid for him, but I found a breeder. I really wanted a Maltipoo because they don't shed and they're hypoallergenic, and I wanted something mixed with Poodle for sure because they're super, super smart. So I found a breeder that was close by, and I did not rescue him. I know that sounds bad, but I didn't. Joe Westwood King, is your injury complete or incomplete? I am incomplete. Maeve Connor, I've always been curious how tall you are. I'm 6 feet tall. I'm a big bitch. Kenneth Huffman, do you listen to 80s rock? If so, what are some of your favorite bands? Yeah, I do. I like Aerosmith. I love Ozzy Osbourne. I like Journey. AC/DC. Those are just some. Emily Jones, do you have depression? How do you deal with it? Do you ever look down on others like me who are able-bodied but have chronic depression and can't cope? Because who has chronic depression, I look at some people with lives I would kill for and think, how can they possibly be sad too? I'm not depressed. No, I don't really deal with depression right now. Everybody has their moments in life, I feel like, but everybody deals with their own shit in lives, and they try to make everything look as positive as they can on the outside, but on the inside everybody has their own struggles. So if somebody's depressed, I'm not going to judge them and be like, oh, well, you can't walk, you shouldn't be depressed, because they could have something completely else going on in their lives that I don't know about that can make them depressed. So no, I don't judge people for that. Emily Craig wants to know, do you have any siblings? If so, what is the age difference? I have an older brother who is 1.5 years older than me. He's been in a lot of my videos, especially the hospital ones, so. Jamie Austin, how long will you have pain in your port, and does the pain go away? And how long do you need it? I don't really anymore. It's kind of at that stage where it's healing and it's itchy now because of all the stitches. So yeah, the pain does go away, and I'll have it for, I'm assuming, as long as I need to get chemo. That's something I really haven't discussed with the doctors, is how long I'm going to have it for, so I would just assume that once I beat the cancer, because I will, that they'll take it out. Victoria Ordnick, how tall are you? Do you miss your family and friends? I'm 6 feet tall again, and all of my family members and friends who have visited me are the ones that I'm closest with. So yeah, I do miss them because I've just been, at the hospital with my dad, but I'm just happy that I have somebody with me, because if I didn't, these days would really suck. Amber Owens, how long is your dad planning on staying with you? Do you know if you'll remain in the hospital for the entire time of your chemo? My dad is going to stay with me until I make him leave. He's going, yep. Until I say, get the fuck out of here.
And I still won't leave.
And he says he still wouldn't leave. But it says, do you know if you'll remain in the hospital? No, I'm not going to stay in the hospital the entire time. I'm going to be staying here for the first few days of chemo, and then they'll be sending me home. So hopefully within the week I will be home. And the last one, I know there's tons more that I could have answered, but these are just the ones that I got while I was looking through everything. And it's from Aaron Maher. It is, in one of your first videos I watched of yours, you talked about all the progress you made before you broke your leg and you couldn't get back to PT. Do you have plans to try to learn to walk again after all this hospital craziness? when you do PT like that, you give your entire life to it. It's not something that you just do once a week and you don't think about. It's something that you work at every single day, and it's a lot of mental and physical stress when you are trying to do something over and over and over again and you can't do it. So I would like to. My insurance does not cover it because they see that I can get out of bed myself and I can brush my teeth myself, and once they see that, they pretty much cut you off from any PT unless you pay out of pocket, which a lot of people don't know. So I would like to. If I have the means to, I would. But it all depends on what's going on in my life. Like I said, we all have things going on that keep us from doing what we would like to do. I would like to, but if I can't, I can't. If I can, then I will. So yeah, and that is all of the questions that I have. Oh, and somebody wanted to know, I'm not even going to name the name, but somebody asked why I'm so nasty to my nurses, and I thought it was funny, and I told my nurse, Michelle, who is taking care of me right now, and she was like, what the hell? Because I give them all Christmas presents. They request me, like my night nurse tonight, Alicia, she requests me every time she works just because we have a really good relationship. I'm guessing this person asked that because I said that they made a mess and that me and my dad were cleaning it up, but if I was nasty to the nurses, I think I would be like, get in here and clean up this nasty mess you left, instead of just cleaning it up for myself. So I'm not nasty to my nurses. I'm very good to my nurses, and they're very good to me. So I don't know what you saw to make you think that, but sorry you thought that. But yeah, that's it. I want to thank you guys for sending in the questions. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Almost lost you there. But yeah, thank you guys for sending in the questions. Tomorrow I'm going to be starting chemo, and they're going to be taking me off TPN, so it will be another long day. I'll try to vlog. If I don't, then I will see you guys the following day. As always, thank you guys for tuning in, and I will see you next time. Bye, guys.